Hello everybody and welcome to Evolution Power Tools. My name is Lee. I work here in the design team and we're here in a nice workshop in our Sheffield head office location. And today I've got with us this family of multi-material cutting sliding miter saws. Starting off with the 185mm R185 SMS, that's the little brother to this guy, the R210 SMS. And his bigger brother, the R255 SMS. And we have the top of the range double bevel, the R255 SMS DB Plus. Now the purpose of today's video is to guide you with some handy tips to get the best cutting performance and the best bang for the buck when you're using your Evolution tungsten carbide tip multi-material cutting blades. Now these blades will cut wood all day long, but when you're cutting with steel, there's a number of other factors that come into play which will enable you to extend the life of your blade and to get nice quality cuts. And we'll talk about that today in this video. And we also have a compound miter saw on the range, the R210 CMS. Now the cutting and the clamping techniques on that saw are a little bit different from these ones. It's not one of the sliding saws. So we'll cover that technique in another video, so stay tuned for that one. So from the position you place your workpiece onto the saw to how you clamp the stock in there and also how you bring the blade into the stock that you're cutting, all these things will impact the life of your blade and of course the quality of your cut. We'll get you in with some good techniques to do it just right. Now firstly, the Evolution multi-material blades are rated to cut mild steel. If you're unsure, check first with your metal supplier. Now for galvanized or bright steel, it's recommended you use one of the steel-specific blades for Evolution. Now for stainless, you can take a look at the Evolution stainless capable blade, which is rated to cut 302, 303, or 304 stainless steel. Again, you need to check the grade first with your supplier so you've got the appropriate blade for the stock you're trying to cut. So, with those disclaimers out of the way, let's dive in. Now one tip to remember for safety's sake is to remove the dust bag off your saw before you're cutting metal. If there's any sawdust in here, you might be sending hot chips of steel into the dust bag. You know, safety's first, you don't want to start a fire or anything. We'll take the dust bag off before we cut steel. So let's get into it. We use angle iron for all kinds of metal work, so we'll show you how to cut this in the optimum blade life way. What a lot of people do with angle iron, because it's flat on two sides, is they'll just put it on the saw like this. Just flat on the table and flat against the fence. Now that's fine, you'll cut the thing. It's okay, it'll work. But now, to get the best blade life, this is the right way to do it. I can't wait to read the comments. But again, with these teeth, what you want to do is you want to always enter on the corner, and you always want to have the teeth working at a downward angle. So what you do is you clamp this into your saw in this sort of pyramid orientation. And then you can bring your saw straight down on there, because it's starting off on the corner and the blade's coming in on a downward angle. That's the optimum way to do this. Now one of the great advantages about these Evolution saws is the top clamp has this versatile base here. You can see it's formed with all these angles and notches. Here's an old Evolution one, and this came with a round flat plate. Now this is fine, this is going to clamp a flat piece of wood just great, but if you're looking at this angle or a piece of round tubing or pipe, that's not really optimum. So the modern Evolution saws have this great formation with the angles. You can see when I put this in place here, this clamps right onto the peak of the angle iron. We'll screw it down good and tight. It's not going anywhere. That's a really solid clamp. So this is one of the great advantages of the Evolution saws, is that versatile piece here. With this ready to go, let's make a cut and see how we do. Well, that was easy. This is a nice flat piece, sharp edge, flat, no burrs. It's a great cut. Okay, up next, the next example we've got is this round piece of pipe, round tubing. Here's a doozy. This is very thick. It's 3.5 inches, I guess, by about 5mm thick. This is a very substantial piece of pipe. This will make a good demo. Now, there's no flat sides here, so it's quite easy. We just put this on the table and clamp it down. We've got this versatile base plate, so we'll turn it here, and this notch here will hug right on that round pipe. It'll hug it and do a great job clamping it in place. Let's get it started like this. We'll screw this down, have it nice and tight in here. This won't wobble or chatter. And then we just bring the saw down, we chop from above with the teeth going in at a downward angle, and we're ready to go. So let's make a cut right now. No problem, we let the blade do the work. It's clamped in nice. This is cool to the touch. That's a nice flat edge. This is ready to go. Okay, up next, check this out. Massive piece of rectangular tube. This is 120 by 60. And that's like 4 millimeters wall thickness. This is a serious piece of metal. How's it gonna happen? Well, watch this, let's see. We'll put it on the saw, plenty of capacity. So, we'll put it here on the broad end down. We'll get this clamped up here. Just hold that nice and tight, the top clamp. Now this is a big enough piece where we can use our front clamp, so you get to see how this one works after all. You just slide that on. It's got this nice little kind of quick release. Screw it in good and tight. This keeps everything from wobbling around. It's very convenient with the Plus model. You get the top clamp and the front clamp. Now, remember the rules about getting the best blade life is to start in on the corner and have your teeth always entering the workpiece on the downstroke, okay? So, seeing as how we have the luxury of this sliding miter saw architecture, we've got this optimum position here. So what we'll do is we'll pull our saw back a little bit. We're aiming for this corner. That's where we're going to start our cut, on this corner here. We're going to cut downwards to get through the vertical walls, and then we slide forwards to get through the horizontal parts. So having this sort of miter saw architecture with the sliding capacity, this gives us all the options to make the optimum cut through here. So I'll get started. So if you saw me, I pulled the saw out a bit and then sawed down a little bit in the back wall and then slid through a little bit. So this way, again, we try to keep it cutting on the downward and starting on the corners. So we'll just release our front clamp here, pull our workpiece off, and you can see here, this is nice, it's cool to the touch. You got a nice flat bit, no burrs to worry about. You don't need to do any extra finishing. If you're gonna weld this, you can get started right away. Again, that's the great advantage of these Evolution saws. Look at that, that's a huge piece of tubing on this miter saw. Go figure, right? So what's next is this really big piece of flat bar. It's 4 inches, 100 mil by about 4 millimeters thick. This is a big flat bar. So what we'll do is we'll show you the best ways to cut through this and get the most out of your blade life here. We'll take the front clamp off, pop this here. Of course, just rest nicely here in the flat. We can lower this down here to get a good strong clamping. I want this chattering around. And again, the rule is you always start on the corner and you cut so that the teeth are going into the workpiece on the downstroke, okay? So having this sliding saw, we'll pull the head out a little bit. We'll aim for that corner to start with, and then we'll push ourselves forward so that you're cutting through on that angle. We'll do the cut here with this. We'll do this right now, and then I'll show you another trick you can do on this SMS Plus. There you have it, fresh off the saw, cool to the touch. This is a beautiful, flat, smooth cut. You wouldn't do this if you're using an old-fashioned abrasive saw. This thing would be red hot with sharp burrs. It'd be all blue from the heat. These are great saws for this, keep telling you. So, this is the R255 SMS Plus. Now the Plus model gives you a couple of extra features. All these miter saws will have this top clamp. This is just fine. And now what you get is you get the extra advantage with the Plus model of having this front clamp, okay? Now I'll show you, you can use the front clamp on this to hold the saw, or to hold the workpiece in this orientation. We'll clamp it here, and you get an extra option. With the front clamp, you can hold this against the fence, and we can cut through this in the vertical orientation. This might not be the optimum cut for this stock on here because your teeth are going to be cutting in the upward stroke because of where this is positioned. But this just gives you a nice demonstration of another way to use the extra clamping to suit the workpiece that you're making and the cuts that you've got in your workshop. So we'll just, that being said, we'll take this off. We'll get another piece out for you guys. So up next we have C-stud. You find this on interior framework. So this is thin steel in a channel. The thing is, it's quite thin and it wobbles a little bit, so let's investigate the right way to cut this to get optimum blade life. So what we'll do is this. We'll put it in flat on the table of the saw, and we're going to help ourselves with our clamping by using an extra piece of timber here. So we'll place the timber inside the channel, clamp it against the fence, use our top clamp. Okay, so that's in position. This is clamped securely. The wood's helping. What we'll do now is, remember, we always want to start on the corner, and we've got the option and the luxury of using this sliding miter saw's head. So the head comes up and down and slides around. So we'll start in the corner, we'll cut vertically down through the walls, and then we'll start sliding forward to get through the floor section of this channel. So again, with this kind of saw, you've got the options to make it optimum here. So we'll just get started right now. We'll cut right through this and show how it works. So there we have it. With a couple of quick moves using this sliding miter saw, we've cut through this. This is a beautiful, nice, straight, clean edge. No burrs. This is ready to go to work with immediately. It's a fast cut, and we've cut it in a way that's had this clamped so it doesn't move around, and you get the optimal blade life. There it is. Finally, we've got this burly other piece of channel, a big piece of unistrut. Now this is thick. This is 3mm thick steel. It's open on one side. This is some pretty burly stuff here. So the best way to clamp this is like so. We put this on our saw. We use the flat top here. We can clamp nicely with that. We'll just put this into place. Clamp it down. Screw it in nice and tight so it doesn't wobble around at all. Now over here, this is a nice big piece. Seeing as how we have our Plus model saw, we've got the luxury of putting this front clamp on. So we'll show you how that works here. This is just extra on top, really. The perennial rule is this, always remember, we're starting our cut on the corner, on the outside corner, with the saw cutting in so the teeth are going in on the downstroke. And that's the way to get the optimal blade life. Everything's securely clamped into place, and we cut in on the downstroke. Let's start a cut right now, and I'll show you what we got. So, fresh off the saw, this is cool to the touch. It's nice and smooth, there's no gross burrs. This is, again, ready to go to work with. And again, we found a nice way to clamp it very securely in here with the flat part on top. We start on the corner because, again, when the tungsten carbide teeth, if they're smacking against a flat vertical surface or against a horizontal surface, and here we go. This is a 3mm thick piece of steel. It's a very substantial workpiece. I'll put that dust bag on. Now, if you're going to be cutting a big I-beam or an RSJ, we don't recommend that you use these miter saws, but we do have the R355 CPS, an industrial scale chop saw for that big stock. It's got the bigger base and it's got the right clamping vise to hold things like an I-beam or an RSJ. Evolution has all these metal cutting saws, the whole family of it. I'm sure we'll have a video coming up to show you about how to use those chop saws. So when your workpiece is cut in the correct position and clamped securely, cutting mild steel stock with your multi-material tungsten carbide blades on these miter saws will give you both a cleaner and a quicker cut than any of those traditional abrasive saws. You'll get a much longer blade life too. The cost aspect is also worth considering because those abrasive discs, they quickly start reducing in size and wearing out as you cut. They have to be changed much more often, and that's not a problem with these saws and these blades. You're working without the nasty fumes, the shooting debris, the shower of sparks, so you don't need a hot work permit either. So, I hope these tips have proven useful for undertaking all your metalworking cuts, and these tips give you that extra blade life that you require for your blades when you're using these miter saws. That's it from me today, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch.